All right, so let's go. Here we go. Now you can hear me. Um, we want to just go very quickly. We have a huge week. A lot of you are coming in this weekend to spend the weekend with us, and hopefully you are. And if you're not, maybe you should change your mind and meet with us. So I want to just real quickly, there's a couple of things. We are going to really start pushing for education whenever we get new drivers in. A challenge that we've seen. And listen, everything as you grow a company is done in steps. It's like you got to crawl before you run, walk, you got to walk before you run. And so as we're building something, if we're going to build a billion, if not $1 trillion company in transportation around the world, with a lot of other things that we have good coming in, Tony, myself, James, Pedro, we had a big call yesterday on about some future things that are going to be coming for Revo. But what I really want, guys, for you to understand is, please do me a favor. If you're not going to walk someone through the steps and tell them the truth about what they're going to encounter when they are a driver, don't sign them up. Like, just don't do it, because all you're doing is putting a bad name on the company, put a bad name on yourself, and not giving the person that you're getting started the right information. Now, we're going to do everything we possibly can to overcome that. But this is something that if you're going to get paid 3% of every driver and every ride they do, like, we expect you to do a little bit of work for that. And by a little bit of work for that, I mean, do what Arthur does. Work with the drivers in the beginning. Do what Malachi knows. Do what I know what Mario does. Do what I know what Donis does, and the guys out in different areas around the country. That when you get them in, set their expectations. Because I know when I first got into direct sales and network marketing, or whatever you want to call it, they prepared me for what was coming. So when it came, I wasn't surprised. Like, I knew that when I went home and I started talking about my friends and family, and I started telling them I'm going to get rich and I'm going to recruit all these people, they were going to start asking me if I was in a pyramid or if I was doing something illegal. And it wasn't that I was, it was how I presented it. And so what I've seen and noticed is that a lot of times with our drivers, or you're signing drivers up and you're telling them this is something new, the drivers are going to get 70%. In your brain, you're going, I'm going to make 3% on every ride this driver does. But guess what? If that driver never does a ride because they get depressed, because they thought they were going to just turn their app on and miraculously rides are going to start happening, like, it's not going to be good. Now, I don't know if it was because Erica and Mark just figured it out and watched our videos and understood it, or if, and in Kansas City, and congratulations to them, their team's going to the Super Bowl again. And, because of our coaching in the Dallas Cowboys, we may never go, and our ownership. But um, in Kansas City, they have gone out and they have done so many rides consistently month after month. They didn't spike and then quit. They keep growing and growing every single month. And I know 100% it's because they understand and they get it. And I don't know if it's because they plugged into our system and they learned it that way, but you'll get to hear from Mark some this next weekend if you're here. I would encourage all of you to make sure every chance you can possibly to be here this weekend with us. You're going to get food. You're going to get, all you got to do is get here and take care of your lodging. We're going to feed you lunch every day, which will be really good food. This place we're going to be at is amazing food. But if you want to be one of those ones that can sit there and say, hey, you know what? I was there whenever Uber got started. You can't, but you can be able to say there, I was there when Uber was in their first 12 months, and I was able to go out. And I mean, it's so funny. I hear times so many drivers tell me, oh, I've been with Uber for 15 years. I've been with Lyft for 10 years, or however long it's been. I was one of the first drivers in this area. And I appreciate that. And I can understand that they were one of the pioneers. But one of the first of all, say Apple sucks again, Lon, and see if I don't kick you out of this meeting. Just kidding, kind of. But so the thing about it is, it's like, yes, you might have been a first part of you would have first 100 drivers or 50 drivers in San Diego. But 15 years later, if you're still driving for them, what does that really help you? Now, with Revo, if you get it down and you start telling your drivers, hey, and I'm going to do a video so that every single time a driver logs in the first time, they're going to see a video of me telling them, hey, you are an independent contractor. It's so funny when I talk to people that, I talked to an attorney the other day in Vegas that we're working on some things with permitting out there. I talked to an attorney and told him what we're doing with driver pricing. And he goes, oh my gosh, like, you're doing exactly what Uber and Lyft claim to be. They claim to give the drivers, and they call them independent contractors so that the drivers have to take care of their own taxes. When the reality is, The drivers are essentially employees. Now, if the company decides when you can work, when you can't work, they tell you how many hours a day you can work. They also, on the flip side, they decide how many rides you can get. They control the pricing, they control surge pricing, they control every aspect of it. How are you not an employee? And listen, we would have been in that same boat and fighting it out in court, but we have truly made it so you're an independent contractor, that our product and our platform is a software as a service. And if you don't let drivers know that, and they come in and they expect to just turn on the app and get a bunch of rides, we're doing them a disservice. But if we say, hey, listen, the way this works is, as we grow, you will be able to turn your app on and get just rides. They'll come into you. But what we're doing in the beginning is, and we want to start talking about, we're beta testing all over the country, guys. That's what we're doing right now. That helps us when it comes to different regulations and things of that nature. We're beta testing. That's why I'm telling you, you want to use your friends and family. You can do other stuff, but I'm telling you, using your friends and family to do rides in the beginning to make sure that you understand it, and then start branching out to build your customer base. That's what this is all about. In Kansas City, I would almost guarantee you, I haven't looked at the numbers. I haven't talked to Mark and Erica, but I will. And maybe they can, if they're on this call, they can put the percentage. I would almost guarantee you 80 to 90% of the rides they do on a daily basis are personal people that they have brought into the business. They're not because someone else brought them in and they got a ride. That's not how this works. Now, someday, could it work like that? Yes. By that time, though, most of our drivers are going to have so much personal business, they won't even care if they get rides that come in. So someone can go in and they can personally pick you. And I'm going to make sure that we start stressing that every single way we possibly can. Because I don't ever want to hear a driver again say, well, I turned my app on, I've had it on for 2 weeks and I haven't got any rides. If that driver would have been trained the right way and worked with and showed in the beginning that they need to bring people over, they need to, bring in their friends and family. They need to bring in organizations. They need to bring in, wellness clinic. We have somebody here in McQuad that has a wellness clinic that she has worked with James on making it so that they can do their rides through us. And I think we just did one last week. So this is about finding entrepreneurial drivers. And I can't stress that enough to you. If you have somebody that you're talking to that's a driver who is so negative, oh, well, this is wrong, that's wrong, I don't like this, I don't like that, this isn't right, this isn't like Uber did it, then please don't recruit them, because I don't want them in our business. We don't need them in our business. If you had somebody you were dating or in a marriage relationship and every single day you had to convince them, you still love me, right? Like, come on. Like, I'm a good person. You like me, right? I mean, I know I did this and that's not perfect, but you still love me, right? You want to be with me. Wouldn't that get old after a while? Wouldn't it be easier to work with someone that goes, hey, listen, I got faults, you got faults, we're going to work together to make them better, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel with Revo, and it's not a train coming at me. So I just wanted to kind of stress that for you this morning. And James, if you could like jump in here and kind of do your little bit of an update for the week. We're not going to stay on long because we got a lot of stuff to get done, and we're very, very excited about the training materials. James is going to have probably 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll have some breakout sessions and some time where you can get with him personally, because I know how valuable that is for you guys to meet with the person that actually designed and put this whole thing together. I promise you, with Uber or Lyft, you'll never get the opportunity to do that. So, James, if you want to just do a little bit of an update, and then we'll jump on to the next thing.
Yeah, so this weekend, for those that would be able to attend, my goal is to really give everybody understanding of how the new driver pricing works, and really kind of walk you through the scenarios. The goal is really just to increase the value to your customers, just to understand how you can personalize your pricing, be able to kind of walk through the what if scenarios on your market, and be able to uh, just allow you to see how you can really increase your 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 pricing
Your
based on
income,
your
right?
area, your location, all those kind of things. So I'll be able to provide some hands-on kind of walkthroughs in how you would want to set it up, how you take advantage of surge pricing, as well as just how do you engage with your customers. If you got past customers that you've done business with, we're going to find opportunities how to engage them even more and be able to communicate with them as well. So looking forward to that event this weekend. So hopefully everybody can make it.
Awesome. So yeah, so one-on-one stuff a lot of times is awesome. Like if you've got, and listen, you those of you that will be here, when you walk out of here, you're going to be Revo experts. You're going to be able to know this is where everything is. We'll go through it on a screen. We'll do it one on one. We're going to show you over and over. We're going to be doing live rides. I telling you, I'm going to be doing rides with drivers from our company. Like we're going to get some of you that have Lyft or whoever, if you're able to work here for one of the other services, you and I are going to get in the car. We're going to do a ride with the customer, and I'm going to show you. And we're trying to make it so that we can stream it live back to the training. If not, we'll do them, we'll record them. I'll bring them back and show these to you guys because I want you to see it's not that hard. Sometimes you just got to open your mouth. So, James being there is going to be a huge deal. Pedro will be there. If you have any Spanish speaking individuals, we had the opportunity that we kind of figured it out that we can do some translation for them. So I would encourage you to have as many of those people as you possibly can here. We probably won't be doing this in a virtual setting at this point. I really want to focus on the people that are actually able to make it. We might have some experts. I may have something last minute, but I would encourage you that being live at a training is the most important part of anything you can. And this to me is not going to be some big lavish deal. We're going to have great lunch provided for you. It's in a nice setting, but we're here to work. We're here to do this thing and make this so that you guys walk out of there and can increase your income by 5x in the next 30 days after that. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. James and I'll be there. Lisa's actually flying in from Texas to help it. Evelyn will be on standby, as she always is, to help us with things. And Pedro and I will be there. So some of the top leaders. I know some are a little bit under the weather, but I'm telling you guys, like this is not something you want to miss. I would encourage you to find a way to be here. I don't care if you got to work 15 hours a day between now and Thursday to make sure you get here. Find a way to be here. And I promise you, when you walk out of there, you're going to be surprised and excited. So, actually, I will tell you this last thing. One of the things is listen, I change quickly. If something's not working, I don't keep doing it. So, one of the things that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks is saying, hey, you know what? We're going to do a call on Monday afternoon. Then we're going to do two on Tuesday afternoon. Then we're going to do another training on a Tuesday evening. Then we're going to do another overview. That's over. Because what I've realized is that that's not something that appeals to drivers. I'm going to work on having a very short 5-minute overview that you can show to someone. And then I'm going to put together a longer one that goes into more of the compensation and understanding how it all works, that you can use those videos to sign people up. We're going to be working on video training. We're going to be working on a video where your customer, your client, not your client as much, but your drivers, when they get started, they've got to go through a couple of video segments. They won't be long, but we're going to train our drivers. Hey, this is how you make more money. This is what you do when you sign up. This is what, and they're going to have to answer questions after each deal, kind of like we did with our ERC program. And it's not because we want to exclude anyone. They're not going to fail a test. They're not going to be excluded because of that. But what we are going to do is make sure that they understand and they get the best opportunity to be successful going forward. That will all launch right after the training. So from this point forward, we will do this Monday update. That gives me more time to actually focus on video training, getting in the field. I'm actually going to be in Pensacola next week for a day, then on to New Orleans and Biloxi, Mississippi as well next week. So I'm going to be on the road a little bit, out working with our people, meeting people, and those type of things. So we're going to be doing that going forward. We are excited about things. Hopefully, we'll have these new videos up so your people when they sign up. But I'm just telling you, when you sign someone up and you're going to make money, a 3% override off of them for life, like why not do a little bit in the beginning so you don't have to do anything later on? I would much rather teach someone, train someone, work with someone so that they become self-sufficient and then they're able to duplicate. That's what this whole thing is about, guys, is duplication. You know, we can take something and duplicate it and you reap the benefits, not just a company. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys, and have a great night. Somebody's asking about the URL. I'm sorry, I can't even read that. My eyes are so bad. Where's the best spot URL to get updated info like this meeting? Our Facebook page is where we do stuff, but we also send things out to email. If you're not getting emails from us, please go to support at revoride.com and they'll make sure that you're added to our list. But we will talk to you all guys soon. Have a great day.